Hello everybody, my name is Stratnos and welcome to my Great Vault video, first of season 1 of Midnight. Up first is my war- Dude, this notification does not go at dismiss. Okay, alright, notification's gone away. It's been dismissed, hopefully it doesn't keep popping up. Alright, so we got my warrior. This thing did Mythic Light Blinded Vanguard, so we've got 2 Mythic Raid slots in the vault at Myth 3, and it's done a bunch of keys as well. Loot spec's an interesting choice here. I actually think it should be arms, because I don't really want to take a shield, and I don't want to take a one-hander because I already have one. So I'm going to go loot spec arms. It'll make the loot pool full of a little less garbage trinkets, and if we see any two-handed weapon, you know, it was probably going to be a one-hander or a shield anyway. Not too exciting. Okay, Gaze of the Alms here already, first slot. That's a hit. We'd be very happy taking that one.
I'm happy for you.
Tettle's very happy for me. He got a bunch of bad trinkets out of his vault.
No.
Up next is a crit versus ring. Crit is my worst stat by a decent chunk on this character, so not too thrilled to take that one. Heroic thing, don't need to look at that. Then we've got Mythic Avoidance Shoulders, Mythic Chest Piece, and Mythic Helmet. So we're kind of choosing... I think it's probably just the Gaze of the Alms here. This thing is really good. My trinkets are kind of bad. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lock this thing in just yet. I just gotta make sure, but pretty sure I'll be taking this. I'm pretty sure I'm never getting assigned this from Raid either, because, you know, DPS players need this and stuff, so it's gonna be a long time. Even though we're doing Chimera splits, we killed Chimeras in 3 different splits last week. I still don't think Gaze of the Alms here is gonna be for me, so yeah, let me pass on this for now, but that's probably gonna be a Gaze. All right, next character. Usually I pause during this bit and then I edit later, and that's how I edit until the next character starts, but I really don't want to bother doing that because I don't have very much time today, so instead I got to vamp and kind of fill as the loading screen goes on, so...
Do you think that the vault is tied to how good of a person that you are?
I think so, yeah. I think the vault is very much...
It's inversely correlated. I got a good vault, too. I have maybe a 4th best trinket overall, but
not bad.
Replace some LFR trinkets.
That's pretty good, yeah.
So it's a pretty big dub, yeah.
Yeah, LFR trinkets are... if you're a healer or a tank, you got to wear those things sometimes, but... Yeah, you know, Tettles he gets a socket every week, so that's good. Not that bad.
L Tettles.
Yeah. Okay, so I have the, like, noise cancellation pushed up pretty far on my mic, so you might not hear this, but he's out there, like, he's doing this, like, half-crying, half-baby seal in distress thing.
It's a whimper.
Yeah, it's,
Whimper.
Alright, loot spec on this guy. Yeah, let's go on Holy. Same reasons, don't want the tank trinkets, really. We did, this did Dragons of Nightmare, so I got 1 good slot in the vault. It's a Haste Mastery Cloak. Not really trying to take a cloak. There's another Gaze of the Alms here, but this one's heroic, so not as exciting. I mean, I could take this still. It's a good trinket. And then we've got the Void Stalker's Contract. I don't think this one is particularly good. Mythic Gloves, which would upgrade my Raid Finder gloves, so that's kind of compelling. And then Mythic Helmet. So the biggest immediate upgrade is to probably take the... Well, actually, is that even true? Yeah, this would be the biggest immediate upgrade, would be to take the gloves. I need to just quickly check to see if a heroic gaze is still something that might be better, but I kind of think I should probably end up taking these gloves. Once again, though, this character might be important for Raid, so I'm not going to rush to a decision for the purposes of content. So, yeah, we're going to assume I probably am taking the mythic gloves out of that vault. I guess I probably shouldn't be, because I could just farm some out of M+, that are Hero Track, and then, you know, if you assume I have Hero Track, gloves, and helmet, and infinite Catalyst charges, all of which can be done by just farming enough M+, then the helmet would be better than the gloves. And then there's also always a possibility that, like, one of those trinkets is actually the pick. The one thing's for sure, though, is I'm not taking a socket week 1 of the season. You'd have to be such a foolish fool to have to take a socket week 1 of the season.
Not funny.
It's very funny. He said it's not fun. I don't know if the mic picks it up, but it sometimes is pretty... I've got a lot of... This room gets very loud when I'm recording the videos in here, so got it cranked up to dampen all that. Alright, so here's my monk. This character also has a Mythic Vault, because it killed Chimeras. And then we did Imperator Aversian in a quick run. So this is the highest likelihood character to see a Mythic Gaze of the Alms here and there. We'll go Windwalker loot spec. Okay, we don't get it on this character, but we do have a Mythic Helmet. That's not bad. And then we have, Mythic Heart of Wind. Now, this is not good for Brewmaster because haste is a bad stat for Brewmaster, I'm afraid. Then Mythic Gloves. or Latch's Crooked Hook. One of these hook trinkets that they keep trying to throw into every season. I don't think it's good this time either, but yeah, I think this is probably going to end up just being a helmet and then a catalyze, and bang, can't be too sad about that. Then we got some heroic stuff as well that we're not really thinking about here. So yeah, this is almost certainly going to be the helmet. Let me check my catalyst charges. I have 3 catalyst charges, so that could be basically instantly done. The helmet is very high haste budget, but a lot of tier pieces for Brew are high haste. You kind of can't avoid it. Here's a little add-on called Keystone Loot, and one of the nice things this does, in addition to showing you all the loot from dungeons, you can kind of favorite it and then check it off as you've done it, so you kind of know which dungeons you need on which character. But one of the other nice things that it does is shows you your full catalyst. So for instance, you can see haste heavy on the helmet, low haste on the shoulders, low haste on the chest piece, no haste on the gloves. The gloves are definitely in there. And then the pants. The problem is the pants are also high haste. They're high haste, low mastery. So I think because of that, the pants are the off piece. But realistically, it's whatever you get, right? You gotta play whatever you get. But yeah, because of that, I think you do still catalyze the helmet, even though it becomes a high haste slot, because at least the second stat is crit and not mastery, and crit is basically your best stat as Brewmaster. So yeah, we're probably gonna take this, throw it in the catalyzer. But I'm not going to do it just yet, just in case. That one I could almost certainly do. I can't think of another thing that would make sense to do on that character. All right, now we have 2 bonus passion characters. These didn't do any mythic rating content, nor any heroic rating content or anything like that. What they did do is a mythic plus keystone dungeon each, much to the chagrin of the people that thought they were going to have a nice, easy key at the start of the season. Okay, no, they were actually both pretty clean keys. Druid, the threat issue on Druid is definitely pretty real. I was having a little bit of it, I had to fight pretty hard to make sure that mobs weren't randomly running away at my Frost Mage. Not a spec you'd be thinking is pulling threat, but that one certainly was. So yeah, we've just got 1 slot at a good item out of this vault. It's going to be, I think loot spec can stay feral. Yeah, because again, not really too interested in a tank trinket on this one. But something like a staff. I guess I could craft one as well. Ooh, a Vessel of Tortured Souls. Yeah, I mean, this is an annoying trinket to use. It makes these souls that you gotta run over and pick up. They're kind of hard to notice if a lot's going on, but it can't be that bad to take a 272 trinket basically ever, right? Because it's gonna facilitate upgrading any other trinkets. So, until I get 2 great myth track trinkets, this is either working or it's crest saving for me, which is a good place to be. It's better than taking a socket. That's no flame, no shade at anyone in particular who may have done that this week. It's just I'm just comparing it to what the alternative would have been there. All right, last character is my Demon Hunter, and this guy, I don't think this character even could take a socket. If this vault is bad, I think we're down tremendous, because I don't think I did enough world content to unlock the socket on this guy. I don't think I even did a delve last week. I kind of ran out of time. Look, there was a lot going on last week. I had to do 50 keys on my warrior as well. 20 keys on my monk, 10 keys on my DK, so. And then I was casting the Erased World first and making a bunch of videos and stuff, so. Ran a little bit out of time on the alt, so my apologies there, but not to worry, because we're going to get rewarded with a Crit Haste Warglaive, I believe. Let's see. Okay, I mean, Mythic tier is not bad. Not bad. Can't complain about Mythic tier. It's Crit Haste tier as well. So, almost Warglaive. Yeah, that's the only option out of this one. Can't even take a socket, so throw that on. A little bit of eye level there. Gloves are a pretty bad slot, but you're going to need them eventually, so may as well get them at the start of the season. Especially, good to get lucky on other characters and less lucky on this guy. I'm pretty sure my main got the luckiest of all my characters, which can't complain whenever that happens. Anyways, that's going to be it for this vault video. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.